The Ford Hiking Trail in Cherokee County showcases the beauty of the Broad River and highlights a segment of the Over-Mountain Victory National Historic Trail. This trail is an easy 1.3-mile loop. The Ford Hiking Trail is located near Cherokee Ford, which was an important river crossing for this area in the upstate. It was used by the indigenous people and later the settlers, going to and fro. In addition, other events occurred throughout history in which this crossing was utilized. For example, Fort Thickety was a strong fortress built to protect the early settlers from the Cherokee. But during the Revolutionary War, the fort was a place for British supporters. These Tories would use the fort to harass Patriot citizens before hurrying back to the safety of the fort. After this kept occurring, in order to secure the area, Sumter ordered Colonel Clark, Shelby, Andrew Hampton, and Major Charles Robertson to take 600 men and capture Fort Thickety. The force assembled at Colonel McDowell's camp, which was here near Cherokee Ford. When the men arrived at the fort, it did take some convincing, but eventually the fort was surrendered without a shot being fired. Cherokee Ford is also the area where Patriot troops crossed. This time it was near sunrise and in a light drizzle. To keep their guns dry, many of them took off their shirts and wrapped it around their gun locks, for they never knew when they might be attacked. After crossing, the men marched in the muck and the mire for 3 miles until they came upon Ferguson's old campsite. While there, the men were so hungry and in such a hurry that they took corn from a nearby field and consumed it raw. When the rain stopped, they prepared their rifles and began a hot pursuit for the British bulldog Ferguson. The men held their reins and rifles in one hand and whipped their horses into a gallop using their coonskin caps. During their hard ride, they passed West Nuts Mill Creek, Antioch Baptist Church, and onward to a ridge that led to Kings Mountain. During the Civil War, it is believed that the 12th Ohio crossed here, after which they came across some Confederate cavalry on Smith Ford Road. The Yankees were able to capture 10 men from the rear guard before going back across the river to meet Palmer, who was in search of Jefferson Davis. Around this same time, when the Yankees were desperately trying to find Jefferson Davis, a group of Citadel cadets who were driven out of Columbia ahead of Sherman's arrival moved towards Charlotte, North Carolina. When the cadets decided to head back to the south, it was January and the waters at Cherokee Ford were icy. The cadets quickly waded across the frigid waters, almost suffering from hypothermia, before they reached Limestone Springs. After the Civil War, the upstate was infested with Ku Klux Klan members. After several attacks on the minority community, the federal troops were tasked with arresting suspected members. While some of the people were falsely arrested, others were beyond guilty of horrendous acts. These raids finally resulted in a death which happened to occur at Cherokee Ford. This incident involved Minor Paris. He was checking his fish trap at the ford when he was approached by cavalry sent to arrest him. In fear, he leapt to swim to the opposing shore, but during his retreat he fell mortally injured. A military investigation cleared the officer of manslaughter, as firing upon a fugitive was deemed justified. Later, when the railroad came to the area, a railroad trestle spanning the Broad River at Goat Island was built. This trestle was unique as it had a pedestrian bridge attached to it, so people could cross the river even when the river was too flooded for ferry use. Even though people no longer use the Cherokee Ford to cross the river, who knows how history would have differed if the men and women had crossed elsewhere.
Like the road.
There's tricks in it.
That way the road and this way is the
Sitting
rock.
around about a week and a half, 2 weeks.
You gotta do some walking first.
Yeah, this go to this playground that way.
Feet off the thing.
Millard, look at Mommy.
I say there's static charge.
You're gonna shock somebody.
That was really cool.
Yeah, but who wants to fall 50 feet?
You would slide.
I think he went. Finally, that way.
Is it right?
Yeah, he go to another playground that way.
Somebody been walking this trail because actually I stepped. Fall, it won't be funny. That gravel will scrape you butt. It's like sandpaper.
You a cutie though.
Now I got one. Now it's
Thank you. Oh, I will. I'll take a picture when you get up. All right, let me get my camera.
And it's wrong.
Look at this little
Well,
tree.
then you covered a word that be the trumpet.
Look at that tree where the creek has washed the soil off the roots.
Millard, look at all these ferns. Is that it?
That bridge ain't old, honey. That bridge is younger than you.
Yeah, and stronger.
Oh,
You ain't gonna...
Open it, west instead of white.
no. I don't know what you said, but I know a rock and a pine cone don't make nothing delicious. You gonna smile? So that book says that there was so many sturgeon and shad. I never have even heard of a. I never have caught a sturgeon or a shad. Shad.
Remember Bill Dance?
No.
You don't remember Bill Dance was called the high school.
Where's the one?
You know, I work with boys whose son just graduated from Andrew.
Mommy,
Yeah.
this is the
Look how
crab.
big that tree is, Daddy.
Mommy, look, this is the crab. Is that right?
He got a free ride to Lander fishing.
I said the weeds in are going to get thick. Is that
Where I
right?
grew up at, honey, they got sharp points.
And I like that points.
I don't think that's aloe vera,
Might not be.
but I don't know what it is. But it don't look native. Come on. You think it'd tear up the truck?
Big old bumpers on them.
We almost to grandma's. Is that right?
Hmm.
We almost to
Me
grandma's.
and Billy, sometimes too, we
Hey,
spent
wait
a lot
for
of
me.
evenings after I got off work up here.
Wait for me.
Dina was working.
You almost lost me.
Did I?
We had the lights turned off and the lights.
Yeah.
Now it's so flashy.
Look at you. We're on a tennis court, Millard. This used to be a court. You can't hardly even tell it now. And it ain't even that old.
Might be folding.
If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And as always, thanks for watching.